Here's what's making news now around Indiana. Well, as we quickly approach the 2-year mark of the pandemic, there's no question businesses of all sizes have taken a hit. And Indiana's co-working space is no different. But in Hamilton County, all signs point to a bright future ahead. Our Mary-Rachel Redman caught up with tech trailblazer John Wechsler at our satellite studio in Launch Fishers for the latest. Mary-Rachel.
Well, Gary, perhaps one of the bright spots to emerge out of the pandemic is the surge in entrepreneurs and startups across the country, but especially in Indiana.
And look no further than one of the state's first and largest co-working spaces housed in Hamilton County, Launch Fishers. John Wechsler, one of the original co-founders of Launch, tells me the work from anywhere model was already in the works before COVID-19 hit, but the pandemic accelerated the model over the last 2 years, and it's had nothing but a positive effect on not only Launch Fishers, but co-working spaces statewide.
The work from anywhere model, the remote worker model, is really benefiting the co-work locations around the state. We're seeing opportunities for people that may work for a company that's based in New York or California, for the workers to be right here in Fishers or in Indianapolis and work right here from Launch Fishers or one of the other state's co-working centers. So we had a period of time where everything was basically shut down, and then as we returned back to work with measures in place to make sure that the environment was safe and that everybody stayed healthy, what we found is a new comfort level as people have learned how to kind of work together and and refill the space. We're seeing levels of work that we haven't seen in years. That's been pretty amazing to see. And at this point, the Launch Fishers location and IoT lab, both here in Fishers, are full. So we're at the point where we're really trying to make room for people and plan for longer term. How do we meet that demand?
While there's no question the restaurant industry has perhaps been hit the hardest due to COVID-19 restrictions, Wechsler tells me the Fishers Test Kitchen is thriving.
Amazing time to start a restaurant, let alone multiple restaurants at the Fishers Test Kitchen. We walked right into the pandemic, and we made it through that moment in time. And as of right now, they are at pre-pandemic levels in terms of revenue and business there at the Test Kitchen. So we're really excited to see what the future holds over at the Sun King tasting room with the Fishers Test Kitchen.
And Wechsler also points out this year marks the 10-year anniversary of Launch Fishers opening its doors in 2012.
10 years ago, when Mayor Fadness and I were dreaming up what we were going to do with Launch Fishers, we were in the basement of the library at the time. Today, you fast forward 10 years and we've seen thousands of jobs created, hundreds of millions of dollars invested in Fishers and our startup community. We're in 52,000 square feet here at Launch Fishers and another 26,000 for the IoT lab. And really, this has kind of exceeded our wildest expectations after a decade of doing this.
Wechsler tells me fostering that entrepreneurial spirit and push for innovation is really at the heart of Fishers' continued growth. In fact, since the early days of the pandemic, the city's Tech and Innovation District has seen the addition of several new companies, perhaps the most exciting of which is predicted to be a major disruptor in the building construction space. I'll have an exclusive report on this revolutionary technology in concrete building called Bolt-to-Block in the coming weeks. Gary?